Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. Just wanted to pop in and talk to you about the energies right now. I know I'm feeling it. How are you doing? Wow. So this is an intense time because we've had Mercury turn direct, still in its retrograde shadow. Mars has not yet turned direct. That happens on Monday, the 27th. And coming up on this Pisces full moon. Now, Pisces energy represents everything about the past age that we're coming out of. And there is this massive karmic bloom happening for people right now. And this seems to have to do with everywhere, with all this Capricorn energy going on. It's like everywhere where we've given our power away, where we've allowed ourselves to stay in bondage or in chains or to play small in order to survive. And so for many light workers and indigo souls, that was many lifetimes in the Piscean age of persecution. And it's like right now, people who have like broken free in so many ways are feeling like backed into the corner. And it's kind of like, oh, you thought you had enough, huh? Oh, you thought you healed this, right? And it's like, how about some more, And all the forces that have held you down, it seems like they're manifesting karmically in front of our face and pushing us, backing us into a corner. And it feels like this on the planet too, like we're just having a bloom of old karma, and it feels like a chokehold. It's like we're waiting for this new energy to come in, and we've been waiting and waiting. And a lot of people, light workers, indigo souls, crystal seeds, are feeling just incredibly frustrated right now. It's a feeling of being encumbered. Like this physical reality takes so much energy, and it's like we know that it doesn't have to be this hard. And we know that it doesn't have to be so, it could be more abundant and it could be more harmonious. And we've been putting up with this like totally dysfunctional world for so long. And it's just getting so old when we know inside of us we have these solutions. So why aren't we expressing these in the world? And that's because of this oppression energy, control energies on the planet that have been the oppressors in past lives for us as a targeted soul, potentially, where, this is programming that says that the light within you, these beautiful gifts that you have, this power within you to bring healing and light and just be present, like represent the truth of the spiritual world here in this 3D reality, that's been persecuted and told that it was wrong and bad and maybe dangerous. And so this is really going on for a lot of people, and it's like getting really frustrating. It's like, okay, lifetimes of work, we had a glimmer of light. We've had little bits of pieces coming in being like, hey, maybe we're finally getting somewhere. Maybe there's new energy that can help us move into this better world that we all know is possible. And it's like we're all waiting around for like the energies to be able to support who we really are and what we want to do. But we are not seeing the work that we need to do, which is around breaking the chains of the past and clearing this energy of wherever we've given our power away. Now, the energies that have been oppressive and suppressive of the light in past lives as a targeted soul is actually lower dimensional energy from where you came from. And this is a really interesting thing that's going on right now as one by one, the light workers wake up because of this karmic bloom, because of this feeling of being pushed into the corner, waking up to the true power within them and being like, wait a minute. I bought into a story and I've been playing small. And what I have inside of me is this beautiful light that is available for the world. And what happens when that goes on in these soul groups? And it's starting to happen. But what's happening right now is it's almost like we've had these like blooms of light energy, but this retrograde season feels like it's like a chokehold. It's like the chains, the bondage, wherever you've given your power away is like tightening down the clamp, and it just feels like, oh my gosh, like what if I'm not getting anywhere? I've been doing all of this work. I've been trying to be conscious. I'm trying to move myself forward and like nothing is working. And this is this Capricorn energy because, and it's heading towards this energy of 2020, and it's got this upside and it's this downside of this Capricorn energy. So the negative side of Capricorn energy is oppression and control. And the positive side of Capricorn energy is your own autonomy and your own personal power. And so there's also a lot of issues around fairness and integrity and the laws of this world. And it's incredibly frustrating right now for light workers because it's like we've just been kind of putting up with this and waiting around until it's our time. And it's like, meanwhile, all of the people who are just totally not coming from a place of light, who are wanting to have power and control over other people, and lies and corruption and deceit, they're being rewarded in this world. And then the people who actually have the gifts that we need, that the planet needs right now, are like feeling worthless and in the corner with these this oppression energy kind of being like, have you had enough yet? So part of the energy right now is about humanity standing up. And this is us all standing up to everywhere that we've given our power away. But there's this incredible frustration, like we're just coming up against this wall. And this, I think it makes sense with this retrograde energy. Here we are, Mars is retrograded back into Capricorn. Okay, it hasn't gone direct yet. And we've got a Pisces full moon, and it's speaking to all of the stuff from the past that haunts us. I mean, we're talking ghosts. We're talking like lifetimes of stuff. You know, it's like I'm seeing energies around in sessions around like karmic relationships that have gone on lifetime after lifetime, and maybe even in this lifetime after they've passed. And this and that karma, the oppression is still happening in this soul that's like no longer in a body, affecting a living soul. So we are going through it right now, but it's all showing us where we've given this power away, and it's showing us how powerful we really are. Now, the problem with this is that we've all been programmed to fear our power and to think that and this kind of false narrative that it's going to hurt other people and we can't handle it and that we need to be punished for it. This is really silly, right? I mean, when you really think about it, because this light that we bring is just like a pure desire to bring light and healing and help and love and demonstrate what the true wealth of this world is. And there's no negative to that. There's no negative. And yet these light workers over lifetimes have been persecuted. Now, you can be persecuted once, maybe killed another time, tortured, whatever, come back again and again, bring your light, you know, but it's like eventually your soul starts to buy into it, that there's something wrong, something you need to be punished for who you are. And that's just this big lie. And that's that Capricorn energy. So we've got Mars retrograde. Of course, it's like going backwards. We've got a Pisces full moon coming up on Sunday, early Sunday morning. That's going backwards to the Piscean age. And we've got Mars, that Capricorn energy. We're feeling this build up to the 2020 astrology. And that is when Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all come together in the sign of Capricorn, and the south node of the moon, which is about past karma. And so it's like we're bringing up to this. And now we have Saturn in Capricorn right now, and we have Pluto in Capricorn, and we have Mars retrograde in Capricorn. So the other thing is that Venus, this stretch is so strange because we've got these retrograde planets. We've been waiting all summer to feel like something's moving, but it's really actually a lot is moving energetically. And this is the core energy of the frustration right now in souls that have been waiting and working hard for lifetime after lifetime for this shift to happen, because it's like, come on. It's like we're pushing against the river, you know, we're just pushing against this flow. And it's like our physical reality and the structures of our reality, we know they need to change. This world does not represent who we are energetically, and the frustration of this physical world, like trying to move a mountain, and it just feels like we're just not getting anywhere. But it's like, because we have to be pulled into this eddy of the past, this karmic bloom is absolutely essential for us to move forward. It's not very fun, but the energy is shifting very soon. But think about it. We've got this like Mars retrograde back into Capricorn. It's like, not only can't you go anywhere, but you have to go back into the corner and be told again that you don't get to. right? That's Capricorn energy. It's like, you're not good enough. You don't get to, you have to earn it. You have to work harder, and this is the souls is feeling like these souls that have worked so hard and waited so long. And there was a glimpse of light, like we're actually getting somewhere. And then all of a sudden we're just back to square one. And so this is the energy that's going on right now. And Venus, it's interesting because while all this is happening, Venus in the last new moon, the eclipse, which is the last eclipse of this, the summer eclipses. And so that's why this Pisces full moon is so potent, because it's the full moon following the last new moon of the last eclipse. But during that eclipse, Venus was in square to Saturn, right? So Venus in its home sign of Libra, she's empowered in Libra. The goddess was like, hey, Libra is about balance and harmony, and we can make this work, and the beauty in the world and the value of energetic peace and nature and harmony. And so it's like, the goddess is coming up here and made a square, went into Libra, made a square with Saturn. And then now she's coming into a square with Pluto. So this whole weird time that we've been in, it's like in between these Venus squares. And so now that she's coming into the square with Pluto, we're just really feeling this Capricorn energy. And we're feeling that feminine within all of us that's like frustrated of like trying to be a good person and getting beaten down again and again and again in this world. And then the people who are like doing outright evil acts are being rewarded. And it's like, this is the Capricorn breakdown 2020, man. It's like the changing of the guard. It's like, we need true spiritual fairness, integrity, balance. We need justice, where the people who are, working for the good of all are rewarded and supported in this world. And of course, to work for the good of all really means we need to find that self-respect within ourselves. And this is a big message of Venus, right? Like Venus is our self-worth and what really matters to us and our value system. And so Venus in Libra is saying, hey, harmony, man, like this, what is the point of this evolution if we're going to just create war after war, and then we have this war going on inside of ourselves constantly? We have these karmic enemies showing up in all directions right now, and it's like this fight, this battle, but then if we're all one and we're part of this one consciousness, which we know if you go further in your spiritual work, like it pretty much becomes completely evident that we're a facet of one consciousness, right? And so that means that every karmic battle or war that's going on in the astral plane is like, it's actually against ourselves, so this isn't, and that's where the Capricorn energy gets tricky, because it's like Capricorn represents this kind of authority figure and this false god, this punishing energy, and these laws and rules that you have to follow in order to claim your spiritual light. And it's like, that's the process we're all going through right now. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute, like I'm done at being at war with myself, and I'm done having enemies, and I'm done hating myself. I'm going to try loving myself, and this is Venus saying, hey, like this self-worth, we, to evolve beyond this Capricorn power structure, game energy of like hierarchical power games that we've all had to play for so long. It's like, claiming our own spiritual autonomy and recognizing that we really do know that we are the light of this world and nobody can take that from us. And all of this whole process is to find that out and claim it and break the chains of this karma, of all of these repeated patterns being sucked back into these dark patterns of persecution and domination and control, and finding that light within, and being like, Venus is like, that's where the power lies. Because guess what? We have to love and respect ourselves enough to actually receive the light of who we are. And this is one of the biggest challenges for light workers right now, is overcoming all those stories of, and all this programming about playing small and being rejected by this world. And that really has an energy of us internally rejecting our gifts and our light. And so Venus is saying, pick yourself up and care about yourself enough to choose your spiritual autonomy and break these chains, you know, everywhere where you are backed into a corner right now and the world is showing you these karmic things that are like kind of coming at you everywhere. This is kind of what's going on for people right now. It's a big bloom. And it's like we got, you know, it felt like we're making movements in this light, bringing in this new energy. And then all of a sudden we're back in this old nightmare. And it's like the chokehold is on the light. And it's like, well, that might be how it feels, but actually it's like happening to show us that it's all a total illusion, and that the light within us is the most powerful thing. And you know, it's more powerful. It's got all the wealth. Like Venus rules our wealth, our inner resources, and whether or not we feel like we deserve them. And so with these squares, with these Capricorn planets right now, and it's just like bam, the one and then the next, right at the time of these full moons, the universe is speaking to us and telling us that our self-worth is essential to break the chains, to take back our light, to trust in our own spiritual autonomy, and start really living this life we're meant to live, you know? And maybe we've been waiting around and we need to get over that and start moving and take our own initiative and take our autonomy and build our world from within that we want to see on the planet, and say, screw you guys. I'm not playing by your rules anymore. They don't apply to me. I've got my own source, my own light, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And then that is just this, like, brings forward this cornucopia of gifts, of energetic gifts for the people around you in the process. And what a beautiful world that this would be if these light workers, of all of us, just were, you know, could break these chains and claim this light and let go of these old stories and just down with the control energies on the planet. Like you just don't have any power anymore, you know? And so this is the frustration that's going on around feeling like the physical world will not change. It's like the old guard, right? And it's like, nope, sorry, we're going to keep doing it the old fashioned way. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it this damaging, like toxic way. You know, we have to control each other and feed off each other. And this is the world we live in, and don't even go try to change it. And if you do, we're going to persecute you and da, 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 da. And it's like, no, this is the power of humanity. And so this frustration is building, and with waiting for Mars to turn direct, it's just like, oh gosh, we're just like stuck. Like, can we ever get anywhere? What is the point? Are we even living here? Can we breathe? Can we express the truth of who we are, humanity, or are we just in prison on the astral plane? And so this is this battle that's going on. But the cool thing that's happening is that Venus, as the sun, has just moved in to today, moves into Virgo. And that means that the sun is coming into a grand trine. So Saturn and Uranus have come into their beautiful trine that's happening for the next month. And it's about magical creations, right? Like Saturn is this manifested world. Saturn is, this is the way we've been doing things. This is the structure of our reality. And then Uranus is like new information, innovative techniques, like inspiration, new ideas, higher self, connection to that higher self and the higher intellectual self and higher knowledge. And so they're both in earth signs. And that is about, so it's like this frustration we're feeling about our world not being able to come along with this. It's like, oh, we're never going to get anywhere, you know, but that's actually, we have this beautiful energy coming in to kind of harmonize this frustration that's happening with this Pisces full moon. So many emotions and so much just this big bloom of emotions and stuff from the past coming up, and Jupiter in Scorpio bringing the sludge up, the mudslinging. And then we got Mars back in Capricorn saying, no, you don't get to move forward, you know? And, but then we have this beautiful Earth trine happening. And this is saying, guess what? It actually is time this is the process we're going through to, this new world, this new earth is being created right now as we speak. And you're actually doing a very crucial role just by sticking with this whole process and trying to keep some semblance of a positive attitude as we go through this massive mudslinging karmic bloom. But the good news is it's only going to last for a few more days. And we have this sweet earth trine of like, yeah, it's cool, because the earth trine happens at the very beginning degrees. Saturn and Uranus are both at 2 degrees. And at the very beginnings of these earth signs. And so the energy around that is new structures, new earth, new ways. Like Saturn's kind of going through a retraining, and like getting used to like, just, hey, maybe we could do it this way, hey, maybe we could have some energetic support along with those old worn out structures that are having to be destroyed and dismantled, and so that this is helping us along. And know that this is just for the next few days. It's on Monday that Mars turns direct. And so we're going to feel a little bit like forward motion. Of course, we're still in this shadow period. Mars will be in its retrograde shadow till the first week of October. So we still got some time. We're still kind of working through these energies. And that's probably good to take it slow, because we've got this mudslinging thing that's happening and all of this kind of surge of shadow type stuff that's coming forward. We still are feeling this Jupiter trine Neptune that is harmonizing that Jupiter in Scorpio as it just is really moving fast now that it's come out of that retrograde energy. And so it's like full speed ahead, right? So here we have Mars is like, no, you don't get to. And Pisces full moon is like, no, this big bloom of past karma. And then we've got Jupiter just powering through Scorpio, being like, we're just going to sludge through the mud and it'll be all messy everywhere. But at least we'll be able to see what needs to be cleaned up. And so there will be shifting energy. This fall has a bunch of miracle energy around things landing and happening. This is starting now, and it's just a process. But what our job in all of this is to break those chains, to release the past karma, release those belief systems that we bought into that we don't deserve or can't handle or need to be punished for our light, our healing, our harmonizing forces. The deal with starseeds or indigo souls or light workers is that there's all this evolution that's happened in their soul growth and other evolutions and other ascension processes. They've already gone through this before numerous times. So they're excited to be here on Earth and be a part of this transition. But it's just been feeling like we have been stuck in the dark ages for far too long. Like, are we ever going to get out of the dark ages? Because we're out of here if this doesn't shift soon, right? Like, we know there's so much more in this evolution and like onto a planet that actually wants what we have to offer, right? But it does want what we have to offer. And Mother Earth is reaching out in this grand Earth trine and offering her support and her love and her reminder of her deep gratitude of the cosmos and that, all of the beings, the positive beings out there that are, just waiting in the wings. They want to help, but they don't want to interfere with our free will process. But just, their love and their support and the awareness of them is available when we reach out and we ask for that help and ask for that support. And Mother Earth is here too. So we've just got a dichotomy of messages here. Energy's pulling us back and some energy is pushing us forward. So it feels a little bit crazy, and it might feel a little unsettling and crazy as Mars goes direct, because it's like we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. But now, are we really ready to run? Are we really ready to hit the ground running and go for it? Or is it a little bit muddy and we got to kind of be careful of, this maybe sinkholes and stuff like that. So we'll kind of see what this is like, but just hang in there and know that ultimately we are embarking on this beautiful journey of building this new earth, new world that better reflects the spiritual truth of humanity. And we know that, and that's why we're here, to experience this. And what I was trying to say before is like these light workers, they come into this evolution, and they have awareness outside of time. And it's this frustration that we can't bring. It's like we've been trying over many lifetimes to bring in these new impulses and bring in the healing and bring in the light, and then just kind of attacked by these control energies again and again and again. And it's like, well, is humanity going to be ready? Are we going to be able to move together into this new thing, or what? And this is this like just impatience and frustration. But understand that a lot of that comes because you have a bigger self that's way more outside of time. So the fact, it feels like we're stuck and it feels like we're not getting anywhere, but it's actually like we're just not quite to the right time yet. Right? Because we're trying to take everybody with us. And that's why it's taking so long, because there's like quite a lot of evil on this planet, and that shit needs to get sorted out. And this is the process that we're in. And so just keep holding on the light and know that your karma is about claiming your light and your truth and not allowing anybody to put you in the corner and persecute you any longer and take any abuse any longer for who you are. And just be in your light and be true, be in your innocence and in your soul light, and know that it's just like a deep, deep gratitude and honor for all that you've been through and what you've done to be a part of this journey right now. So thank you so much. I hope you can join me for the activation that's going to be happening tomorrow on Friday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And that is going to be, you can catch it if you can't make the live, you can catch it on the replay, because the new moon or the full moon isn't until early Sunday morning. And so there's some time to catch the replay, but basically we're tapping into an activation for this energy, for this Pisces full moon, the completion of the eclipse cycle, the grand Earth trine, and Mars turning direct. Finally, it's like we had to go into this crazy past karmic balloon, dark ages thing to remember that we gave our power over to energies that actually don't have any power in the real spiritual world. In the real world, this is a movie. In the real world is where there's actual spiritual justice. And that's kind of this Capricorn energy coming home. Earth justice, spiritual justice are going to level the field and empower the people who have the good ideals and the love and the hope and the healing and the solutions, and get on with it. We're ready now, right? We're ready to have that self-worth and claim our personal power and our spiritual autonomy and love ourselves enough to be able to love everyone else, even if they're our enemy, because we know that they're a part of ourselves. And so why should we fight with ourselves, right? And so, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on the activation or next time. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.